Welcome to Alternatify, the channel where we dive deep into the currents of history and ask the most intriguing what-if questions. We explore those pivotal moments where a single shift could have reshaped entire civilizations and altered the very fabric of our world. Today, we embark on a truly monumental thought experiment. What if Jesus Christ, the central figure of Christianity, had been born not in the Middle East but in Europe? Imagine his birthplace being Roman Gaul, or perhaps even the distant shores of Britannia. A single geographical change, seemingly minor in the grand scheme, could unleash a cascade of consequences. It might have reshaped empires, redefined cultures, and fundamentally altered the course of human history as we know it. Join us as we explore the potential pros, the unforeseen cons, and the profound ripple effects of this astonishing alternate reality. The historical Jesus emerged from a very specific crucible, the Roman province of Judea, a crossroads of cultures, empires, and ancient prophecies. His birth in the Middle East was a confluence of unique geopolitical, religious, and social factors that shaped his message and its initial reception. Our hypothesis today dares to imagine these factors aligning differently. What if the divine spark, the prophetic voice, had instead manifested within the diverse yet distinctly European landscape of the Roman Empire? This is the foundation of our speculative journey. Let's consider Roman Gaul as a hypothetical birthplace for Jesus. This region, a vibrant melting pot of Roman administration and indigenous Celtic traditions, offers a fascinating starting point for our alternate timeline. One of the most immediate advantages would be the rapid expansion of Christianity. The vast network of Roman roads, built for military and trade purposes, would have provided an unparalleled infrastructure for the swift dissemination of the new faith. Missionaries could have traveled with unprecedented speed and efficiency. Furthermore, the language barrier would have been significantly reduced. Latin, the lingua franca of the Western Roman Empire, would have facilitated easier communication and understanding of Jesus' teachings. This common tongue could have unified diverse populations under a shared spiritual message much faster. Christianity would have been immersed directly into the Roman world's rich tapestry. It would have encountered and potentially integrated with Greek philosophy, Roman law, and the diverse religious practices already present, fostering a unique form of cultural synthesis from its inception. This European origin could have garnered early imperial support. Imagine a scenario where Roman emperors, perhaps even figures like Constantine, embraced Christianity not as an exotic Eastern cult, but as a native European faith. This imperial endorsement could have accelerated its adoption dramatically. In summary, a European Jesus could have led to a faster and wider spread of Christianity. The existing Roman roads, the unifying power of the Latin language, and the potential for early imperial backing would have created an entirely different trajectory for the nascent religion. However, this accelerated integration comes with significant potential downsides. A church born within the heart of the Roman Empire might have become an arm of the state much earlier and more completely. This could lead to greater political influence and, inevitably, corruption. Such a close alignment with secular power could have eroded the church's moral authority. Its role as an independent check on state power, a voice for the marginalized, might have been compromised, with doctrines shaped more by political expediency than spiritual truth. This scenario also raises concerns about the suppression of other religions and cultures. With imperial backing from the outset, a European Christianity might have shown even less tolerance for indigenous faiths, such as Celtic or Germanic paganism, leading to more aggressive conversion efforts. The consequence could be a profound cultural erasure. The rich diversity of pre-Christian European traditions, languages, and mythologies might have been diminished or lost entirely. This would have resulted in a less varied and historically shallower cultural landscape across the continent. The aesthetic of religious expression would have been profoundly altered. We might see a fascinating fusion of Roman classical forms, intricate Celtic knotwork, and robust Germanic craftsmanship in early Christian art. This blend would create a unique visual language for the faith. Cathedral designs, for instance, would likely incorporate Roman engineering principles from the very beginning. Imagine structures blending the grandeur of Roman basilicas with the symbolic spirals of Celtic art or the sturdy, earthy elements of Germanic architecture. The interpretation and translation of Scripture would also shift dramatically. The Bible would be translated and understood through a distinctly European cultural lens from its earliest days, potentially emphasizing different aspects of its message than those highlighted by Middle Eastern or Greek interpretations. Furthermore, parables and religious narratives might interweave with European folklore. Instead of stories set in Galilean fishing villages, we might hear tales of faith unfolding in Roman villas, bustling market towns of Gaul, or the mystical forests of Celtic lands. This alternate timeline presents an intriguing possibility for an earlier scientific revolution. If the Church were integrated with Roman reason and philosophy from its inception, it might have actively supported scientific inquiry rather than occasionally clashing with it. Such support could have led to accelerated advancements across various fields. Faster development in science, technology, and medicine might have occurred as the intellectual resources of the empire were channeled into understanding the natural world through a Christian framework. However, there's a potential downside to this close alignment. If the Church became too intertwined with the state and its doctrines, it could stifle independent thought and critical inquiry. Conformity might be prioritized over intellectual exploration, hindering true innovation. This could lead to intellectual stagnation in certain areas. While some advancements might accelerate, the emphasis on a unified state-sanctioned worldview could suppress dissenting ideas and limit the free exchange of thought, ultimately hindering long-term progress. The political landscape of our modern world would be unrecognizable. The evolution of nation-states, the development of democratic institutions, and even our understanding of human rights would have followed entirely different paths, shaped by this European-centric Christianity. Cultural values would also be profoundly different. Our arts, music, literature, and cinema would reflect a Christian narrative deeply rooted in European traditions, potentially leading to a different global aesthetic and a distinct set of moral and ethical frameworks. There's a potential for greater progress in certain areas. A unified early European Christianity might have fostered a stronger emphasis on social justice, environmental stewardship, and international cooperation, leading to a more harmonious global society. Conversely, this scenario also carries the risk of greater global dominance and an intensified us versus them mentality. A powerful unified European Christian empire might have led to different forms of colonialism, different global conflicts, and a world divided along new ideological lines. This thought experiment, imagining Jesus born in Europe, underscores the profound impact of historical contingency. It highlights how a single geographical detail, a seemingly minor alteration, can unravel into a complex tapestry of alternate realities, reshaping empires, cultures, and the very trajectory of human civilization. The world that might have been is a testament to the intricate and often unpredictable nature of history. What are your thoughts on this alternate history? Do you think a European Jesus would have led to a better or worse world? Share your insights in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey into the what if, please like this video, share it with your fellow history buffs, and subscribe to Alternatify for more mind-bending historical explorations. Don't forget to suggest your own what if scenarios for future videos. Until next time, keep questioning history.